Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Susan, and if this is your first time here, smash that thumbs up button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I put out a new video. And if you're not new, welcome back. So today, guys, what I wanted to do was take you guys inside, show you how I move money around, how I pay myself, how much I pay myself, and basically just show you the ins and outs of how I handle my business income. It's a little bit different than my personal income because my business income, I have to put aside taxes, 401k, my taxes. So this isn't a video to tell you guys how to handle your money. Instead, I kind of wanted to show you guys how I handle my money, why I decide on what helps me decide on how much I'm going to pay myself. So I want to give you guys an idea of how I'm going to be doing this, how much I'm going to be paying myself, and where I put the money and why I do it this way. So let's go inside my business account. So here we are. We're on my business account. I have my business account through Chase for business. I signed up with it. You have to have a LLC or some type of business to actually open an account. And I'm not sure if you have to have an LLC, but I do have an LLC, and that's how I opened up this account. And I want to take you guys inside. All right, guys, so here I am inside of my business account, and you can see that my balance is $5,992. I've gotten some payments from companies that pay me on a monthly basis, depending on how much I make. Now, the bad thing about well, you can think of it as a bad thing or a good thing. How much you make as an entrepreneur, it's so wishy-washy. You can make really good money one month, and then the next month you can make shitty money. So it really just, it's inconsistent. So you can't really plan a lot based on, unlike when you have a regular check, you know how much you're going to make. But the thing with a job is that there isn't a limit on the income that you can make. So for the month of August, all right, guys, so how it works is I get paid on a monthly basis from several companies, and you can see that some of these companies pay me later on during the month. So this one pays me on the 19th, and then Amazon pays me on the 31st, and then also have a couple of other payments that I haven't received from companies. But I did get this biggest one right here, and this is the biggest one that I get every month, which is $3,350.94 through Mediavine. And that is an ad network that pays me every month. And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I do with this income as soon as I get it and it's cleared into my account. So the first thing what I like to do is if I was paying myself a monthly payment, then what I would do is I pay myself once a month. Now, I'm not planning on paying myself this month, but I'm going to show you guys some of the payments that I have paid myself. Now, these are payments that I have paid myself. You can see that these payments go into my savings account, and then I have one back here where I paid myself. So I haven't paid myself anything since February because since I was working at Lowe's, I really didn't have to pay myself. But I'm going to have to start paying myself next month. I'm not going to pay myself anything for August because my bills are already paid. But come September, then I got to start paying myself. So how I pay myself, unlike most people, you pay yourself a set income. I like to pay myself as little as possible because my main goal is to invest as much as I can to get the money working for me. Because we've all heard that saying, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And I like to keep as much money as possible for myself. So let me go ahead and show you guys how this works. So when I get paid, I showed you guys, I want to go ahead and transfer as much money as I can to my business savings account. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer this whole $3,350.94 into my savings. And this will leave me with $5,992.21 minus the $3,350.94. All right, so this will leave me $2,641, which is more than enough to pay all my bills that I have to pay every month. So I like to leave a cushion in my account, and I also like to leave enough money to pay my monthly bills, which my monthly bills don't total, but maybe I think 200 and some dollars, give or take. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I transfer this. Transfer the whole payment that I got from Mediavine. and we're just going to go ahead and transfer it into my savings because I want to put as much in my savings as I possibly can because at the end of the year, that's what I use to pay for my taxes and as well as put into my solo 401k. And we've all heard that saying, guys, that it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep for yourself. So I'm trying to keep as much as I possibly can. So we're going to go ahead and transfer that. We're going to say $3,350.94. I'm going to go ahead and transfer the 94 cents as well too. And that's the payment that I received from Mediavine. So I want to make sure that I'm transferring it properly. So we're transferring from my business checking to my savings, and the amount is $3,350.94. I always like to write a memo on here. So we're just doing solo and taxes. And then we're going to go ahead and transfer this. And it says, does everything look okay? And I like to double check it because a couple times I've actually transferred from my savings into my um, business account, and I don't want to touch my savings until the end of the year. So we're transferring from my business checking account to my savings in the amount of $3,350.94. And we're going to say transfer. And it says you've transferred you scheduled a transfer of $3,350 into your savings account. So now we're just going to go ahead and close this. And if I was paying myself for August, I'd go ahead and schedule another transfer, and then I would transfer it from my business checking account to my payday account. But since I'm not transferring anything this month, I'm not going to worry about it. So let me go ahead and show you guys my business savings account. So I have a business savings account, and I'm going to show you guys the inside. I'm going to go ahead. It's through Axos, and it's a business savings account that I opened when I opened up my LLC. So I'm going to go ahead and log in and show you guys my balance as well as why I explain to you guys what I do with this money every year at the end of the year. So I'm going to go ahead and log. All right, guys. So I'm logging into my business checking or my business savings account, and this is where my money sits that I'm going to have to pull out at the end of the year. So you can see I have one account, and it's just my business savings account, and it has a balance of $23,941.03 before the $3,000 hits my account. So when I opened up my business checking account, I knew that I needed to put some money away for taxes because taxes are one of the things that are going to kill you when you're self-employed. So I decided to go ahead and open up a business savings account. And there's not a lot of options when you open up a business savings account. I had done my research, and I heard a lot of good things about Axos. So I went ahead and decided to open up an Axos account. So every time before I pay anything, guys, the first thing I do is I push over money into my savings account, because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to get caught at the end of the year and not have enough money put aside for taxes, because you're going to end up paying a ton of taxes when the time comes. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys what I paid for taxes in the past 2 years. Here we are inside of the IRS website, and we're going to go ahead and just click on this view payment activity, and then it'll show us what our payments were that we've sent in. So we're not looking at 2020 because you can see that I really didn't make a lot of money, and I did pay estimated taxes, but it was only $400. So 2021 is when I really started to make more payments, and I'm going to show you guys how much I did. So we're going to go ahead and tally up this income and see how much I paid in taxes, and show you guys how this works. So we're going to go to my calculator on my phone, and I'm going to tally up everything for 2021. So let me see, 158.01 plus 800 plus another 800, and these are estimated taxes that I paid throughout the year, and then $850, and then at the end of the year I had to pay $8,500 on top of everything I've already paid. So $8,500 was what I paid for 2021. So that's a total of $11,108.01 that I paid for 2021. So That's a lot of taxes. Now, let me show you guys how much I made in 2021. So in 2021, I have my business expenses. I like to keep my records of my business expenses. That way, at the end of the year, I know how much I made, and then kind of see my progression of income throughout the year. So in 2021, I grossed $70,793.24. So out of that, I had to pay $11,108.01 in taxes. Now that's just federal taxes, guys. That's not even including state taxes. I don't even know what I paid in state taxes. I'd have to go back and dig through my records, but I'm just showing you guys federal taxes so you kind of get an idea of how much you'll be paying in taxes. Now your tax situation will be totally different than mine. It all depends on your situation, your financial situation, and whether or not you're married, dependents, or anything like that. But I kind of just wanted to give you an idea and show you why you need a business savings account. So let's go ahead and look at the payments for 2022. So in 2022, I'm going to show you guys how much I paid. April 2022, I made my first estimated payment of $500 plus an estimated payment of $1,200 plus a oh yeah, okay. So then I chose not to make estimated payments for the last two quarters of the year. And then at the end of the year I had to pay $9,362 in taxes. So that gives me a total of $11,061.02. So you can see the difference in interest or in taxes. So in 2021, I made less income than I did in 2022, but yet I paid almost the same or almost more than taxes that I did in 2022. So let me show you guys how I managed to pay less taxes on 2022 income, even though I made more in 2021. So in 2022, or first let's show you in 2021, these were how I invested my income throughout the year. So I would pay myself a bigger portion throughout the year, and then I would invest that money into my different brokerage accounts. I invested a lot of money into M1, a total of $10,919 in 2021, and then I maxed out my Roth for with $6,000, and then I also opened up a Vanguard brokerage account and put in a total of $7,000 throughout the year. So a total of $19,547.44 is how much I invested throughout the year in 2021. Now 2022, I did something a little bit different. I was really researching on how to save on taxes without having to do anything illegal. Well, I had read about the solo 401k. So in 2022, guys, this is how I managed to save a little bit more on taxes, but I did make a couple of mistakes, and I'm going to share with you guys what mistakes I made. So the mistakes that I made, guys, was that I paid myself way too much in 2022. I really didn't need to pay myself as much as I did, but I ended up paying myself 2022. I paid myself a income or a salary of $29,800. So in reality, what I should have done was pay myself a lot less, as little as possible. Because see, when you have a LLC, you don't have to pay yourself. Not it isn't until you become an S corp and expects you to pay a fair wage. Anyway, you need to do some research on how an LLC works. This is what I've learned. You don't have to pay yourself a wage. You can actually reinvest all your money back into your business and help it grow. But I decided to pay myself a yearly salary of $29,800. And what I did was I paid myself, and then I reinvested most of that income back into my brokerage accounts. Because you can see for M1 in 2022, I invested $12,280. Fidelity, I invested $8,865.71. In my solo 401k, I finally opened up a solo 401k. This is how you save yourself some your and this is how you save on taxes as a self-employed individual. You open up a 401k, and there's two types of 401ks you can open up. You can open up a SEP, or you can open up a solo. After doing some research, I opened up a solo 401k because you can pay yourself more as a solo 401k when you have a solo 401k and you don't have anybody else working for you. You have to be working by yourself, given the reason why it's called a solo. If you have employees, then you have to open up a SEP. There's different rules. You'll want to do some research on those two, the SEP and the solo, if you're self-employed. So you can see that in 2022, I opened up a solo 401k, and at the end of the year, the my CPA told me that I could push over 28,543 cents. And then I also invested in a Roth IRA. I maxed it out at $7,000. So for the total for 2022, I invested a grand total of $57.30. So I did really well on how much money I was keeping for myself, but the bad thing is that I paid myself too much. So for 2023, I have learned that I'm not going to pay myself as much as I can. I'm going to live on as little as I possibly can and invest as much as I can at the end of the year to make my money work for me. So now let me show you guys how I use my savings account. Okay, so I have to log back in. Let me log back in. All right, guys. So how I do my business savings account. So what I do is as soon as I get paid, I push over as much money as I can while still leaving a little bit of a buffer in my checking account, as well as being able to afford my monthly payments. And then I put everything I possibly can in here. Now, it doesn't get a ton of interest, but the goal isn't to have a ton of interest. The goal is to not commingle my business checking account with my savings. And it's no different than commingling your business account with your personal account because you know what you can use and everything. And you know what's allotted for business and what you need to save for taxes. Now, they say, I've read that you have to allot 30, that you should allot 30 to 40% of your business income for taxes. I like to allot as much as I possibly can because I don't want to be shocked at the end of the year. So then at the end of the year, you can see that throughout the year, I just push money into this account. But at the end of the year, you can see that on February 23rd, 2023, I withdrew $27,440 and pushed it to my JP Morgan Chase, which is my business savings account. And that left a balance of $6,692.11 in this account. And I have to leave, I believe this account requires me to have a balance of $1,500. Otherwise, they'll charge you a fee. But once you get over that $1,500, there is no fee. And then at the end of the year, I use this money to fund my solo 401k and pay my federal and my state taxes. So then after I pay my taxes, I just repeat the process of throughout the year, I push money into this. Every time I get paid from my business, I push money into it, and then I don't pull any money out until the end of the year. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you found it useful to show you how I handle my business expenses, because just because you're making really good money online doesn't mean that you get to keep all of it. Unfortunately, Uncle Sam takes his portion, and if you have to make sure that you're putting enough money aside to be able to pay your taxes. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys how I handle my business expenses, how I pay myself, and to kind of give you an idea in case you're new to entrepreneur, and in case you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur or you don't know how to handle paying yourself and what to do about taxes and where to put the money. The one thing that I learned and I didn't do when I first started was I commingled my personal expenses with my business expenses when I first got started. And I really think that if you are starting out as an entrepreneur, the minute you make your first dime, you need to go ahead and open up a business account. I don't think you have to have an LLC to open up a business account, but it's definitely worth looking into. Personal, you keep your two incomes separate, and at the end of the year, whether you're doing your own taxes or you're paying a CPA, it's much easier. The IRS isn't going to want to hear that you spent all your money, you didn't save anything to pay your taxes. Also, guys, make sure you open up a solo 401k. It took me forever to learn about the solo 401k, and I was paying a shitload in taxes for, I think 2 years, or I know 2021 I paid a shitload in taxes. And then even when I wasn't making a ton of money, I still paid quite a bit in taxes, considering how little I was making online. The IRS still took a good portion of my taxes. So make sure you look into a solo 401k and a SEP IRA if you are self-employed. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you later. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.